What is going on, guys? We're back with another video. It is week 3 in our 49ers franchise. We have had quite the start to the season. We played the Panthers, got destroyed. Played the Cowboys, we got less destroyed, but also still pretty damn destroyed. Matt Breida technically didn't fumble last week. Kinda. The refs blew that one. So we're going to leave him in. In fairness, there was a report recently that he was in quote, said, "I just wish my hands could work." So, at the end of the day, fumbling problems, his hands are broken. It's fine. It's fine. Hopefully the receivers can come out with a report like that and be honest, because their hands don't seem to work too well either. Gotcha, receivers. The big problem so far of the offense is, A, the receivers just aren't getting open, and B, this fella right here, this guy right here has just played poorly, and he's good. He's just not playing well. I'm going to give him some time. DeMarcus Lawrence is a hell of a player. Although it's also hard to ignore giving up 6 sacks in a game. But, it is what it is. We all have mistakes. Usually our mistakes don't cost a multi-billion-dollar entity to lose. But, it is what it is. Secure tackler. Fred Warner is unlocked, giving him a higher success rate using conservative or diving tackles. That's pretty big because our tackling is very poor. We also have an X-Factor running back in Saquon Barkley this week. We're going to try to slow him down. Of course, I don't think we're going to. But, got to give the fans something to be happy about. We also do have a rookie scenario. If the safety Pierce, who had a pick 6 last week, can get a pick, a forced fumble, a tackle for a loss, or we just actually play defense for once, which is just, what fantasy land are we living in? We actually can get him to star development right out the gate. We have some contracts as well. Some of the names include Richard Sherman, George Kittle, DeForest Buckner. How much money do we have, though, is the real question. Kittle, who's 26, will definitely get the deal. He's a freak. He's our favorite player, and he wants a bonus. I hate you. Of course, if Sherman's even on the team, I'd be shocked after this year. Linebacker isn't the biggest need, but, there's some big names here. You got to take a look at some of the depth positions. You ought to look at all best availables in general. And honestly, thinking about what we need, it's probably cornerback. We drafted what seems to be a pretty good prospect so far. But if we can do, a back-to-back good draft of corners, we might be able to protect the future of this team. The Giants, 2-0. The Niners, 0-2. That is a shocker. Here we are in MetLife Stadium. The New York Giants hosting this game. Somewhat hosting. They're kind of co-hosting with the Jets, aren't they? Who owns this damn stadium? Do either of them own it? I don't even know. I don't know. I would assume it's an expensive property. At this point, it's become investment weekly instead of a 49ers franchise. This property is probably worth a ton. That much real estate in New York? I don't even know where it is. Is it in New Jersey? I have no clue, to be fair. But somewhere like that, you would think it'd be a lot. And the quarterback for the Giants is Teddy Bridgewater. New York versus San Fran, some of the most popular places in the entire world, not even just the country. Does anyone care? Not really, but it's going to be a good football game. You see Teddy Bridgewater there. Is that going to be their starting QB? That's the question, though. And here's our team. I would definitely, on paper, choose our team over theirs. However, you can't guarantee anything the way we've played the first 2 weeks. Week 2 is a bit of an improvement, but still lots left to be desired. And honestly, I really don't know where we sit. It looks like Daniel Jones is the starter, though, so we'll see if that's the case. Daniel Jones probably upgraded a little bit. Probably looks all right out there. Daniel and company. Thursday night prime time. It's a very, very interesting one. It's going to be a questionable one, though, because I can't really tell who's the underdog. This is a team that played well last year, I believe. But more importantly, our team obviously played well. We're just off to a slow start, so I don't think people have written us off just yet. 2 losses is rough to start of the season, but, winning this game would be huge. I think even losing this game, it would be really bad, but overall, I think it would be fine. I think we're in the right direction. Brown with the kick deep. Looks like their fullback is taking this one back. Vernon Davis in position. Don't need him, though. Tackled by Bud Dupree. Starting out with the football is the Giants and Daniel Jones. Is it a recent start? 0 for 1? Did he get hurt? Maybe he's back? I have no clue. See how this defensive line treats us. That's been a big question mark. Well, really the entire defense has been the big question mark. The only thing that's really been positive is the safeties. And off to a really bad start already. Gained about 7. And, of course, last week he had a really good game. Week 1 had a pretty good game, too. He's obviously on par to be one of the best running backs in the league again. See if we can maybe slow that process, though. And there we go. Finally bringing some pressure. Came with a blitz, although Kwon Alexander is hurt, and that is not good. Fred Warner moves up. Josh Jones moves up as well. We still have linebackers, still have lots of depth. In the screen, and Jones. Wow, okay, that was an interesting one. Jumping over top, but he does force him to lose a whole 8 yards. And that is a huge injury. Abdominal tear for Mr. Kwon Alexander. Unfortunately, that's a big loss. That might require us to make a trade, honestly. That's a lot of weeks, and Kwon is a huge part of this defense. As much as I think, I like the depth. Oh, there you go, Goodwin. Oh, he's got to accelerate there. We made a stop, but obviously at the cost of our star middle linebacker. Off to, a pretty average start. Can't say much about it, but there's something about this week. We should have an easier time of it. Can catch him with some RPO action. Quick throw inside. Pettis is going to get the first down and then some. Gets about 16 to start her out. Come with pretty much the same look. Might even be the exact same look. They can't really tell. We did have him, but I believed in the blocks. And that's why you believe in the blocks. Breida could score from 55 yards out, and he will. That's got to be a good confidence booster. As much as the blocks were great, and that was a big part of it, he did make a man miss, and it was enough with the speed to get the job done. And there you go. First points on the board very quickly. No Kwon, no problem. 3rd and 20. Backing everyone up. The rookie has a really big job there. And nobody covers. I've got to think that's probably the rookie's fault. He's in a hook near there and somehow drop it back. Nobody in sight. That's a terrible job by the defense once again. And I'm not even going to say that it's, the fact that Kwon's out. I mean, we still have great players there. To the outside. Sherman, make a play. Get a tackle from the rookie Pierce, but that's about it. Another huge first down. That's why getting those points are huge, because we have been the opposite of consistent. And it's obviously shown. To the inside, and there goes another first down. Nobody wanted to make a play. Bringing the blitz. There's nobody in sight. White and Fred take him down to the 5, but this has been a hot drive for the Giants. Just 5 for 5. Perfect plays all across the board. And inside, we run the run command. A 1st and goal from the 2. Maybe the 5, wherever it was. You got to think that's Saquon time, and they beat us. For the 23-yard line, really didn't have to throw it too much first drive in a shorter field, and just really great execution. So Breida's going to get another handoff. Breida's going to catch more perfect blocks. Breida is going to score again. These Giants players are taking terrible angles from one week to the next. Nothing has changed, except somehow we're actually playing offense. I don't think there's any choice but to blitz. I think you have to. I think you have to bring the entire house here and just hope somebody gets in there quickly. To the outside. Come on, Sherman. Close that. Good job, Fred and company. Good, good teamwork. The blitz worked because, he was under pressure. He threw it very, very quickly. And even though we were off on him there, we had enough time to get in there. It was a very risky call, and I'm honestly shocked it worked. Why not start out with the run, the ground game? The ground game has been insanely good today. Look, it's going again. Another first down. Nothing but first downs and touchdowns. That was actually the first run that didn't result in a 50-plus touchdown. We're going to wait. Time. Kiki QT is going to score. There is no way. This offense is killing it right now. The team difference is showing. No doubt about it. And Pierce gets burned, unfortunately. Helps bring him down, but a very big loss on the play in the long run. As much as I'm happy with the way our offense is playing, I am really worried about the way the defense is played. Come on, White, you got to get that ball out. At this rate, the inconsistencies on offense, outside of this game, in the combination of defense playing poorly, I don't know how far you could really get in the playoffs. I know it's early, but still. And there goes Pierce, the rookie, gets his interception. He's going to try to cut it out, can't, and he takes it to the 10. The man made a play. Back to the ground we go. 10 minutes in the second. By far the most points we've put up in any of the games so far. And here you go. Breida making a player miss. Breida, one to beat. Breida is gone. There is no, maybe he's not. Oh, Jesus, the tiredness. Jabril Peppers ran him down tough. These are astronomical numbers. We knew the Giants were Are you actually serious with these injuries? A foot fracture. Are you kidding me? I want to be excited about how the offense is playing, but at the same time, like, we just lost two huge defenders on a defense that's already struggling. To the outside, perfect throw, perfect route, and we have 28 points in the first 11 minutes of the game. 3rd and 17. Now, I'm pretty cautious, but I'm going to say if they don't get this game could actually be over, which is ridiculous to say, and the rookie just manhandled that man, and he could take this. The rookie could take it. And he does not. To the 21-yard line. What is going on? And we were about to throw it right into Kiki QT for the touchdown. But B.J. Goodson got in there quickly. Risky one, but QT gets it because Gilchrist jumps a ball that he was out of position for. Quick throw to the outside. Goodwin going to lose a yard. Inside Matt Breida. Can we trust the blocks here? That's the question. The answer is, as pretty much all game has been the case, we can. Big power play, 3 yards out. Technically 4 to the outside, tries to make a play, and they make a stop. And like I said, not enough points in the NFL. Never is. Talib going to be shading inside. A good play action, but it's a free look, and Buckner with his almost 3rd sack of the game. You guys might not have seen them because they were, it was a couple of coverage sacks. One was, I think, like a short one, and the other one was a coverage inside, though. They find their man. Mayo comes up good. Quan probably would have been there a little bit sooner, but not a terrible play from him. Just no pressure. Gotta think it's a run, but at the same time, you gotta play conservatively if you're up by this much. And dropped by Saquon. I thought that was going to be picked by Josh Jones. Couldn't do it. 4th and 1. I'd probably go for this. Of course, they don't agree with me, but I just don't agree with their decisions there. I know you cut the deficit a little bit, but I don't think you win this game without a lot of touchdowns. And hell, we may even cut that 3 points right away, right here. Goodwin outside, just nobody on him. They're trusting. They're really giving a lot of room to these receivers, which I just don't see why. Could be Kittle time. It is Kittle time. Offense is really opening up, and he drops that ball. First incompletion of the game to the team's best receiver, yet he drops it wide open. Here, they're only bringing one linebacker over the center. Got to take this run, and Tomlinson just never gets out there. I'm not sure why he doesn't pull off there and block that man. It's a great run call, and that should have been a first down, and then some. Taking the quick throw to Goodwin, and I say quick, but we did get clobbered. We have time, but we're going to hurry up. You have to throw that in quick, and he actually could catch a block. Pettis, one man to beat, gets a little shimmy, and he even gets out of bounds. His offense is on fire. Almost 400 yards in the first half. His offense is making up for its mistakes. Trying to catch up on those stats, apparently. Pettis could be the man back of the end zone. He's not, but guess who is? QT with the touchdown, and this has been a rundown. So the first half ends, I believe, with a Josh Jones sack, and we even get the ball to start the second half. Might be Derrick Henry time, in fairness. Go to the guy that seems a little bit more dependable on carries. Really just got to waste the clock. This has just been a shocker. The Giants aren't that great, and I knew that 2-0 is probably a fluke, but at the same time, we have not had a good game or a good season so far, and we lost 2 players on defense. I definitely thought the defense would struggle, and, outside here, Breida using that speed gets the first down easily. All it really takes is to play a poor team, and you can break NFL records too, kids. And to the outside, I mean, look at this man go. He literally just runs by people. 8 rushes for 268 yards. This is insane. And to the outside, that's a wide open Goodwin. If it wasn't for Kittle, we would have an 11 for 11 game with Jimmy, the greatest offensive performance in, a half in probably NFL history. Is ridiculous. First to go from the 7, going to run a screen to Breida. They're on it. And Breida's got to catch it off the tip. I don't know why it took him so long to get out there, though. The Giants' pass rush isn't anything to really talk about. I am pretty impressed with the rookie's level of play so far. Inside, and he's short down to the 1. Going to go with a 5 wide. This may be a QB keeper, although you could definitely tell they're blitzing. Maybe not. Keeper anyways. Jimmy Garoppolo walks in, and that, my friends, is the dagger without a doubt. Don't get me wrong. We knew the Cowboys and Panthers were good teams, but were they really that good? I mean, we play a below-average team. The 2-0 record will probably throw you off a little bit. Turn around, Sherman, and there you go. Sherman's got to turn around quicker there, but you play the Giants and you just smoke them like this is unbelievable. I just can't get over how well we're playing. This is a smattering. Trying to decide if Breida's really justified in breaking the record here. Obviously, it's not guaranteed, especially with the way they're playing. You can tell, they're trying to keen on the ground game now. They should, in fairness. And there's literally no one on Goodwin who could take this with his speed. Didn't want to make a move. Going to play it safe. Not going to try to break any tackles in front of someone. Might get hurt. Honestly, at this point, the backup should be in, really. This is probably going to be the last drive for the starters. Picks up a block from the fullback. Breida could break the record here. Breida slipping underneath. Breida down to the 1. Is that an NFL record? It is. Matt freaking Breida is the new NFL record holder for rush yards in a game. Not even trying to run up the score. They just have such a bad defense. And there's Pettis for the touchdown. That's the last you're going to see of the offense. And you're probably not going to see many of the starters, both sides of the ball, coming forward here. The storyline really was supposed to be losing 2 players for the majority of the season on defense, but obviously the storyline now is the offense absolutely blazing it. I mean, we honestly, no lie, were holding back. We really were. We were just running random plays, trying to get down the field slowly, but the short plays turned into so much more because they're just out of position. They're making terrible tackles, diving. It's ridiculous. I mean, if they don't at least get somewhere down the field here, almost picked off by the DT, what can you even really say about the Giants when, we have our backups in? The pass rush, we do have D Ford out. Nick Bosa, I feel like a young guy, should still be in there, learn the ropes a little bit more. There's some veterans, but none of them are real starters. Goodwin, he'll probably return this, but, he's going to avoid the hit if he can. And ironically, he takes a big hit. Still lots of clock left, so see really what happens if players get hurt. What does the offense look like when there's some injuries? So we're fine with that. And deep, Tannehill finds Hurd down to the 52, maybe the 48-yard line. All right. At the end of the day, it does feel kind of cheap because Tannehill probably is good enough to start somewhere, but he is our backup quarterback, so it is still the backups at the end of the day. Tannehill. A little bit of a late read. Hurd tries to make a play. You got to remember as well, Hurd might not be the greatest of players, but he was technically a starter last year. Not benched because of talent lacking, but because we had a better player to replace him, better scheme fit, I think. And, here he is, and they're going against him. Same with Derrick Henry, a starter playing somewhat backup. It's kind of a running back committee for the most part. Inside, perfect throw. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that those first 2 games, just really good opponents. Maybe weren't ready yet. Our bearings weren't there. But for the most part, this game is a huge turnaround. I like it. Good drive even with the backups in. I mean, where do you go from here if you're the Giants? You're coming in. You're playing a good team, whether 0-2 or not. You're 2-0, and then you just get hammered by a team that's reeling and a team that lost 2 of its starting defenders. Where do you go from here? I don't know. Get a touchdown now. And that was dropped. It was an illegal touching anyways, it would appear. I don't know what that defender is doing there. I thought that was easily picked. Bad decision by us. It's going to be an illegal touchings call. Intercepted by Fred Warner. An unbelievable game. The game ends 58-17. I believe the Giants scored a defensive touchdown near the end. I don't know if it was a pick six or what's the story. There's Jabril Peppers. Richard Sherman jumping up nicely for the pick. Breida, that could be the thumbnail. Breida, I was going to have it an injured thumbnail, but Jesus. I mean, record-breaking performance. The accuracy from Jimmy was impeccable. Perfect game. 350 on both aspects of the game. The most dominating game you will see on the channel in franchise, no doubt about it. 700 total yards. The Giants should be holding their head down and shame. That was brutal. That was really brutal. The offense was bad, but their defense was insanely bad. I can't believe that. They were a 74 overall coming in. We were an 81, so there was potential for this all along, but you just didn't think it was going to happen, right? Daniel Jones, 290 yards, 63 completion percentage with 4 picks, 1 touchdown passing. Jimmy Garoppolo, on the other hand, 86% completion percentage, 241 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. Tannehill even, 8 for 8, 119. Perfect completion on the game, 0 touchdowns, but 0 picks as well. Matt Breida, I mean, this is freaking ridiculous. I mean, this is just absurd. Matt Breida, amazing yardage. I mean, how many times he had 0 broken tackles? I know it doesn't count for juke moves necessarily, but it was really a ton of one-on-ones for scores. I don't know if they were just completely out of position, but they just did not know what they were doing on defense. And you could tell it was a lot to do with the speed because Derrick Henry came in 14 for 45, and a good 7 of those runs, maybe 8, were our runs. So there's just something invaluable about Matt Breida that you got to just keep letting him run, and boy, did he ever. We can't forget this game because, honestly, I don't see a game like that happening anytime in the future. Ironically, the most yards almost goes to Hurd, and he only came in because of, benching relief. QT was actually pretty good. 2 touchdowns, 95 yards. Finally, Kittle had a 17-yarder. Derrick Henry with a 3-yarder. Pettis 70 for 2 touchdowns. A very good game. Almost everyone got involved. Blocking, they had a bad day blocking. Finally, some pressure. We blitzed them a few times, but mostly just got base pressure. 6 sacks. Defensively, who got them? 2.5 for Buckner. Bosa, 4. Josh Jones, half for Colbert. Picks, Kevin White, Pierce, Sherman, and Fred Warner all with interceptions. The injuries are going to suck. It's obviously part of it. Long of 55 for Mr. Robbie Gould. Definitely a fantasy winner of the day. And you got to feel good going in against an even potentially worse team. Maybe, perhaps, I don't know. Not a very good team either on paper. I believe is it the Buffalo Bills we play or is it the Redskins? It is the Buffalo Bills, then the Redskins. So breakout player is poor news because Sean Pierce, he goes to star development. The rookie, 20,000 XP even. But that's beside the point because we have an injury with him. How many upgrades did he actually get? Just speaking of. 7 upgrades. That is so brutal. That really sucks. We're about to find out the poor news after we talk to the reporters. Of course, don't want to get fined. Congrats on the win. Yes, it's huge. It's very huge. It was a big win. X Factor. We, held up. We did. I think we did. I think we did really well. 600 XP for the defensive line. I'll take that for sure. It's a huge part of our team that is failing us, but it was a good matchup for once. 2 new injuries. Who are they? And not really who are they. Okay, now as much as I really love Pierce, and it sucks to lose him for his rookie year for the most part, if we had to choose one, you gotta assume this is the best case scenario. Quan Alexander means so much more to this team than the rookie safety, and has nothing to do with his level of play. It comes down to the level of depth. We have tons of DBs. Linebacker, however, definitely do not have tons of those. We're advanced a week. Of course, Pierce, I think we may just wait on the upgrades. I'm not even going to start with you, EA. We're just not even going to talk about it. George Kittle, get that bonus up. Didn't really have a great game by any means, but obviously he's a freak. It doesn't matter what his last game was like. DeForest Buckner, we're going to knock that one out as well. A 4-year deal. One of the best DTs in the entire league, especially when it comes to getting actual sacks. And he's really good in pass coverage or run blocking as well. Run blocking? Run support. Figured it out. Lots of big names here that we do have to re-sign. I think we can afford them all. But that's pretty much that. Obviously, player of the week is Matt Breida for breaking an NFL record. 305 rush yards. Jabril Peppers in garbage time ends up as the player of the week somehow. I mean, you got a fumble recovery touchdown when the game was locked up. It is what it is, though. I'm not worried about it. And, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are interested in the sliders, these are the sliders. Haven't touched them in a while. But, I mean, 54 run blocking. You can see there, their pass blocking is about 48. Run blocking, 57. Their catching is really high. Their accuracy is really high. Pass coverage is 74. I think the pass coverage is fine. Once again, it's really hard because somehow we destroyed the Giants. But these are the same sliders that we've had since week 1 and week 2. So, you know, it's just, how do I even really make a call? And we did play a second time because if you really want to know, you want to get out of the immersion. Teddy Bridgewater was their starter, but obviously in the real world, I don't see the Giants starting him over Daniel Jones. I don't know why they would go for Teddy instead of Daniel. I mean, Teddy at this point, if he plays well for Drew Brees in real life, probably going to be worth quite a bit of money. So there is that. Yeah, it was a really good week, and going against the Bills, who probably do have a little bit better of a team, we should expect a pretty good result still. Very happy with that. Obviously, we'll do some upgrades after the next video or start of the next episode. But anyways, if you're new to the channel, maybe like and subscribe. Follow me at JeromePK on Twitter. And that's pretty much that. Hopefully you come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!